Tell me about yourself. Hi, my name is Jean Hartman, and I'm a student at Temple University studying tourism and hospitality management. I have been in the hospitality and catering industry for about the past 4 years now. Most recently, I worked at a wedding venue called Holly Hedge, where I efficiently worked as a team player and handled guests' requests. One reason I enjoy working in this field and the challenges that go along with it is the opportunity I have to connect with people. In my last job, I formed some great professional relationships with fellow servers and my managers. I learned so much working on the job, from being a team player to effectively communicating in a professional tone. My real strength is my attention to detail. I pride myself on being able to follow through on commitments and making deadlines. My philosophy is, when I commit to doing something, I get it done in a timely manner. I am reliable and a competent worker as well. Currently, I'm looking to work for a company that focuses on working together as a team and that values customer relationships. It's important for me to find this company so I could really be able to learn how to successfully be a team player. To be an effective team player, one must incorporate skills from a leader perspective as well as a follower. In everything I do, I put 100% into the task at hand, whether it be dealing with customer complaints and comments to managing budgets and financial plans. Working at a wedding venue has taught me to remain calm in stressful situations. For example, I was working at a wedding of about 120 people. During cocktail hour, we serve appetizers as well as have an open bar. Towards the end of the cocktail hour, one of the bartenders accidentally dropped a bottle of red wine, which resulted in spilling all over the father of the bride. I was standing pretty close, so I was the first to respond with a pitcher of soda water and a rag to scrub it out. The father was clearly extremely annoyed and upset. I apologized profusely and proceeded by getting a pitcher of soda. I proceeded by scrubbing it out, and after 15 minutes of scrubbing his pants, it thankfully came out. He was relieved and thankful for my help. These kinds of situations have taught me to quickly solve a problem and remain composed while under stress. Tell me about a significant accomplishment in your life. When I was a freshman in high school, about 14 years old, I was hired as a volunteer at a special needs summer camp. The camp was a place for the families to leave their children during the day while school was out. When I began, I was a volunteer. I would play games, feed the kids during lunch, go swimming in the pool with them, and assist in outdoor recreation activities like a game of baseball. Although I was not allowed to be alone with the children or take them to the bathroom, I learned a lot from that first summer and realized my passion for helping special needs kids. At the camp, we had a variety of children, some with cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism, hearing impaired kids, mentally delayed children, spina bifida, and visually impaired children. This gave me experience with working with all different levels of severity and all ages, from 3 to 21 years of age. After my first summer as a volunteer, I was hired as an assistant counselor the next summer. At this point, I had a lot more responsibilities, like being able to work one-on-one with the kids. I was able to change the children, and I assisted the head counselors in daily activities. Working with special needs children was definitely a challenging job, to say the least. Each day was a new and interesting adventure. I worked with this one boy, Kevin. He was about 12 years old at the time, and he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and MR. Kevin and I were very close. I even babysat him a few times outside of camp. We would play board games, throw the ball around. Occasionally, Kevin would act out, refusing to listen by hitting when he did not know how to communicate his feelings. To handle this behavior, it required a tremendous amount of patience as well as practice to reduce anger, like removing Kevin from the situation and help him to calm down. From the time I spent with Kevin, I learned that I have the ability to communicate and make a difference in the life of a child living with mental disabilities. I continued working at the same camp for a total of 6 years. I started out as a volunteer and by my last 2 summers, I became one of the head counselors. As head counselor, I was responsible for implementing arts and crafts activities as well as recreation activities. I was in charge of feeding the campers who needed assistance as well as general overseeing of all the campers. I maintain high standards of health and safety in all activities for campers and staff. This included ensuring that the camper received their medications as directed by a healthcare manager and providing daily care of each camper with my supervision, including recognition of people with health needs. I always tried to set a good example to my campers by teaching sportsmanship skills and how to develop positive peer relationships. From this job, I developed my skills from working as a team player, leading a group, quick problem solving, and realizing my love for working with special needs kids. Tell me about something you have learned in class. In leadership and organizational management, I have learned many useful techniques in leading people, business vocabulary, theories, as well as a human resource manager does. Before this class, I always assumed that being a manager and a leader were the same job. Now I know how different a manager is in comparison to leading. A manager is defined as an individual who makes plans, organizes and controls people, production and services, and who regulates and deploys resources. Managers deal with the task at hand and they are very goal-oriented. It is necessary to be. They have to be efficient problem solvers and efficient in all their tasks. Managers have to handle unforeseen issues that may arise. This is also called firefighting. They work to create a stable work environment between employees and customers. Traditionally speaking, it is not common for managers to show a lot of emotion or empathy. They deal with tasks that are currently important. Scholar Henry Mintzberg created an outline for 3 basic roles managers perform. The first role is called informational, and they monitor, are the spokesperson, and disseminate. The next category is known as interpersonal. The roles that managers play in this one includes being the figurehead, the leader, and a liaison. Finally, managers are known as being decisional, which is where they negotiate, they're an allocator of resources, handle disturbances, and possess entrepreneurial skills. Each of these roles play an important function in how to manage effectively. On the other hand, leaders can be defined as a person who is out in front, influencing and inspiring people to follow. Leaders tend to look at the big picture and focus on inspiring vision. To be a great leader, it requires creativity and being able to excel even when situations are chaotic. Leaders have the ability to successfully motivate workers and are always concerned with how the people are affected and make sure the employees' best interests are in mind. Leaders are constantly concerned with the future of the business. They ask questions like, where are we going? And they are always trying to make sure that their employees do the right thing. Overall, leadership and organizational management has taught me a tremendous amount, and I really enjoy the class. Thank you very much.